You can't smell your own body odor. Science confirms it. Your nose goes blind to your own scent within minutes. Your towel smells fine, but it isn't. Your gym shirt comes out of the dryer clean until you wear it again. Your shoes dry overnight, but something is still growing inside them. The problem isn't that you're not trying. The problem is that most hygiene habits in the West were designed to mask odor, not prevent it. Japan figured out the difference a long time ago. We're counting down 15 Japanese hygiene habits that quietly eliminate odor at the source, before it ever starts. This is 15 Japanese hygiene habits Americans ignore that make you smell horrible. Number 1 isn't about products at all, it's about timing. Number 15, your towel is undoing your shower. You step out of the shower completely clean. Then you dry off with a towel you've used 5 or 6 times this week. And just like that, you're not as clean as you think. In Japan, towels get washed every 2 to 3 uses, not because they look dirty, because of what's already growing on them. Research has found that towels build up bacterial colonies within just a few days of regular reuse. And the bacteria involved aren't minor. The same families of bacteria found in fecal matter have been detected on standard bath towels. They survive hot water washing, they survive machine drying. The towel gets washed, and the bacteria stay. Then you dry your clean skin with it. The towel doesn't have to smell bad to be a problem. The smell shows up after the bacteria are already well established. The fix takes no extra time. Wash your towel every 2 uses. A clean shower deserves a clean towel. Every time. Number 14. Shoes. Inside the house is an odor problem nobody talks about. Think about everywhere your shoes walk today. Parking lots, public restrooms, grocery store floors. Now think about where those shoes went next. Your kitchen, your carpet, the rug right next to your bed. In Japan, shoes come off at the entrance, every time. Foot odor comes from a specific bacteria that breaks down sweat into a sharp, sour-smelling compound. Shoes that don't fully dry between wears become the ideal environment for that bacteria. Warm, dark, and moist. When you wear outdoor shoes inside, that bacteria spreads across every surface you walk on. It works into carpets, into fabric, over time into the air of the room itself. Most shoe odor isn't even coming from your feet. It's coming from footwear that never gets a real chance to dry out and reset between wears. Leave the outside world at the door. Number 13, your shirt is trapping smell. You've probably owned a workout shirt that smelled fine coming out of the dryer. Then the second you started sweating, the smell came back instantly. That's not new sweat. That's old bacteria waking up. The fabric is why Japan has a long preference for natural fibers in everyday clothing. Cotton, linen, natural blends. Multiple studies have confirmed that synthetic fabrics like polyester hold on to odor-causing bacteria far more than natural fibers do. In tests where people smelled identical shirts side by side, the polyester versions were judged noticeably smellier, even after washing. Synthetic fabrics have microscopic grooves where bacteria get lodged and multiply. Normal washing doesn't fully dislodge them. The fastest drying shirt is often the worst smelling one by mid-afternoon. So if you're reaching for the polyester because it's lighter and dries fast, you might be choosing the one that turns on you by lunch. What you wear matters just as much as how often you wash it. Number 12, you're applying deodorant at the worst possible time. Almost everyone in the West applies deodorant in the morning, right after the shower, before heading out. Dermatologists have confirmed that applying antiperspirant at night on clean, dry skin works significantly better. At night, your sweat glands are less active. The active ingredients can absorb properly into the skin instead of sitting on the surface. In the morning, your skin is still slightly damp from the shower. That moisture dilutes the product before it has a chance to do anything useful. Nighttime application builds a layer of protection that carries through the following day, even after a morning shower. Think of applying sealant to wet wood. It simply won't hold. Your skin in the morning works the same way. Apply it at night, on completely dry skin. Let it absorb while you sleep. One small shift in timing, a noticeably better result. Number 11, your hair is carrying smells. You've stopped noticing. Your hair acts like a sponge for everything around it. Cooking smells, exhaust, the air inside offices and stores. It collects all of it throughout the day and holds on longer than most people realize. In Japan, washing hair in the evening is the standard. The reason is specific. Remove what the hair absorbed during the day before you sleep on it. Your hair's outer layer is porous. It physically traps odor molecules from the environment. Cooking compounds can bind to hair and remain detectable for a day or two after exposure, sometimes longer. When you sleep on hair carrying a full day of those compounds, they transfer onto your pillow. Then the pillow releases them back onto your face and hair the following night. Hair doesn't need to look dirty to carry odor. By the end of the day, it can be one of the strongest odor sources on your body, even freshly styled. Washing it at night breaks that cycle before it repeats. We're halfway through, and the habits only get more surprising from here. If you're enjoying this, go ahead and tap like. It tells YouTube you want more of Japan's clever everyday innovations. And if you love discovering things you didn't know existed, hit subscribe so you don't miss the rest of this list. Trust me, the next ones are even better. Number 10, indoor laundry drying leaves. Something behind. Drying laundry indoors seems perfectly practical. You hang it up, it dries, you wear it. But something is still happening to that fabric while it sits in still indoor air. Japan prioritizes outdoor drying in direct sunlight whenever possible, because indoor drying creates its own odor problem. That musty smell that clings to clothes dried inside comes from a specific bacterium that survives the entire drying process. It waits. When the fabric warms up against your skin, it reactivates. UV light from direct sunlight kills this bacterium effectively. Indoor air simply cannot do the same thing. You've probably pulled a shirt off an indoor rack, smelled it, decided it was fine, then noticed something off an hour into wearing it. That's not your imagination. That's the bacteria responding to body heat. Sunlight is the oldest disinfectant available, and it costs nothing. Number 9. You're washing your body in the wrong order. Nobody teaches you how to shower. You just figure it out over time. For most people in the West, the sequence goes something like this. Wet hair, shampoo, let it sit. Wash the body, rinse everything at once. In Japan, the order is intentional. Hair first with a full rinse before anything else touches the body. Then wash downward from top to bottom. Shampoo and conditioner are designed to coat and condition the hair. But when you wash your body before fully rinsing those products out, they run straight down your back, shoulders, and chest. Onto skin you haven't cleaned yet. This is a well-documented cause of back and shoulder breakouts, often blamed on sweat. The real cause is product residue sealed onto skin by the body wash that followed. Water flows downward. A simple change in sequence means residue travels away from skin you've already cleaned, rather than onto it. Number 8, brushing alone leaves half your bad breath untouched. You brush every morning, maybe you floss, maybe mouthwash too. And you still walk out with breath that isn't as fresh as it could be. Research consistently shows that the majority of bad breath originates in the mouth, and a large portion of that comes specifically from the coating on your tongue. That coating is a layer of bacteria, dead cells, and leftover food particles. It produces the compounds responsible for morning breath. Brushing moves some of it around, it doesn't remove it. Tongue scraping, a standard habit across Japan and much of Asia, physically lifts that coating off in about 20 seconds. Mouthwash masks those compounds for a short while. Then they return. Scraping reduces the bacteria producing them, which is a fundamentally different approach. It's like wiping a dirty cutting board with a damp cloth. The surface looks cleaner, but the source is still there. 20 seconds. One inexpensive tool. The most skipped step in most morning routines. Number 7, strong fragrance. Is a signal, not a solution. Walk into any Western pharmacy and you'll find entire walls of body sprays, colognes, and scented lotions. The message is clear. Smell like something, something strong. In Japan, light or unscented products are the norm. Strong fragrance in shared spaces is considered inconsiderate. The idea of covering one smell with something louder is seen as a social problem, not a solution. And the science supports that view. Fragrance doesn't neutralize odor. It layers on top of it. Perfume reacts with whatever is already on your skin, and the result isn't always clean. It's a mixture, and not always a pleasant one. The approach that actually works is less visible. Better cleansing, natural fabrics, and more intentional food choices reduce what's being produced at the skin level in the first place. In the West, smelling good has been sold as smelling like something. The actual goal is smelling like nothing at all. That standard is more achievable than most people realize. Number 6, what you ate last night is coming through your skin. Right now, most people understand that diet affects how you feel. Fewer realize it changes the chemistry of your sweat in ways other people can actually detect. Studies have found that diet has a measurable effect on how body odor is perceived by others. People consistently rated the sweat of those eating more vegetables and less red meat as noticeably more pleasant, even without knowing anything about the person's diet. Same person, different food, a different smell. Garlic makes the point even more directly. It produces a compound that travels into your sweat and breath and stays detectable for up to 48 hours after eating. Washing doesn't remove it because it doesn't come from the surface. It moves through the bloodstream and exits through the skin. The night before something important, a meeting, a flight, a first impression, what you eat that evening is already deciding how you'll smell the next morning. Not just your breath, your skin. Number 5, getting into the bath before washing is backwards. Most people in the West who use a bathtub follow the same sequence. Get in, fill it up, start washing. In Japan, you wash your entire body before stepping into the tub. Soap, scrub, and rinse completely first. Then you enter the bath. The tub is for soaking in clean water, not for getting clean. When you soak in clean hot water, pores open without any residue floating around them. The experience is noticeably different once you've tried it. In Western culture, the bath is the cleaning method. In Japan, it's what comes after the cleaning is done. Most people taking baths in the West are soaking in a diluted version of what they came to wash off. The sequence has just never been questioned. Number 4, washing your feet and actually cleaning them are two different things. In a typical shower, feet get the quick treatment. Water runs down from above. Some soap follows. The spaces between the toes and where odor-causing bacteria concentrate most are almost never reached by water flowing from above. Those bacteria break down sweat into the sharp, sour compound responsible for persistent foot smell. They need 3 things: warmth, moisture, and time. Shoes provide all 3 every single day. Drying between the toes after washing matters just as much as the washing itself. Moisture left in those spaces feeds the exact process that produces the odor. In Japan, feet are treated as a zone that needs direct, deliberate attention, not a rinse and move on moment. In the West, foot care tends to become a priority only after a problem has already developed. Cleaning your feet properly takes about 30 extra seconds. The difference in results is larger than those 30 seconds would suggest. Number 3, showering in the morning means sleeping in yesterday's bacteria. Morning showers feel like the right move. You wake up, you shower, you start the day clean. But there's a gap in that routine that most people never consider. When you skip an evening wash, you carry a full day of accumulated sweat, bacteria, and environmental residue into your bed. Bacteria on skin can multiply rapidly under warm conditions, and by the time you go to sleep, the count on your body can be dramatically higher than it was when you woke up. You then spend 7 or 8 hours in that environment, on sheets that absorb it, night after night. In Japan, the evening bath is the main hygiene event of the day, thorough and consistent. A morning shower cleans you for the day ahead. An evening wash cleans the day that just happened. One of those leaves you sleeping in what you were trying to remove. Most people change their sheets regularly and still wonder why the bedroom holds a faint smell. The sheets aren't entirely the problem. Number 2, deodorant won't save you if you skip this step. Morning, shower, deodorant. Done. It feels like a complete routine. But there are 2 things missing. And skipping them is why deodorant often stops working before the day is half over. Your underarm contains glands that produce a thicker type of sweat, rich in proteins and fats. That's exactly what odor-causing bacteria feed on most aggressively. A quick passive body wash over the surface doesn't reach the bacterial colonies near those glands. They survive the shower, they get back to work within a couple of hours. Deodorant applied on top of that slows them down temporarily. It doesn't remove them. In Japan, the underarm is treated as a zone that needs real, deliberate attention. Proper lathering, direct contact, a full rinse, and complete drying before any product is applied. The product isn't the problem. The order is. Thorough cleansing comes first. Deodorant, applied at night on dry skin, comes last. Most people are skipping the first step entirely. Number 1. Hygiene isn't a morning event, it's an all day practice. Number 1 isn't a product, it isn't a technique. It's a different way of thinking about the whole problem. In the West, hygiene is treated like a morning checklist: shower, deodorant, done. Move on. Walk into any Japanese convenience store and you'll find shelves of midday body wipes, odor blocking sheets, and pocket sized freshening products. Not tucked in a pharmacy corner, right at the front, next to the drinks and snacks. Because maintaining freshness throughout the day is considered a normal, everyday responsibility, not an emergency measure. The biology makes the reason clear. Bacteria on skin multiply continuously in warm conditions. By mid afternoon, the bacterial count on your body can be many times higher than it was first thing in the morning. A morning routine creates a starting point. It doesn't hold that starting point across a full day of activity. The real gap between these habits and what most of us do in the West isn't what happens in the bathroom. It's everything that happens after you leave it. One midday reset, a wipe, a change of shirt in summer, reflects a level of awareness that makes every other habit on this list work better. Hygiene isn't a morning event, it's a daily practice. That shift in thinking is what sits underneath 15 habits, and when you look at them together, the pattern is consistent: prevention over covering, sequence over product, awareness that runs through the whole day, not just the first 10 minutes of it. You don't need to change everything tonight. But if 2 or 3 of these habits shift the way you approach cleanliness, you're already working with a different standard than most people around you. Which one surprised you most, or which one are you quietly guilty of? Drop it in the comments. You might be surprised how many people are in exactly the same spot. If you want to keep discovering the smartest ideas Japan has to offer, hit like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the next video on your screen. It's loaded with even more jaw-dropping ideas you won't believe exist.